Yo, 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 yo. Salute, 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 salute. Gmo in the building. We out here, man. Summer League, baby boy. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, I gotta be relatively quick. I bought, first of all, AT&T, you guys are terrible. Y'all couldn't give me, there's no unlimited plan for hotspot. So I got 150 gigs. I've used up 4.4, but it goes quick like that. So I'm gonna try to get through this really quickly, have some quick shows, talk about it real quick. So to everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys. Let me know if I'm lagging. Let me know if the sound is messed up. Let me see for banners real quick. Let me see. Legion. Should have put this in before Legion. I can't even type Legion of Knicks Summer League. Knicks 2023 Summer League Game 1 preview. We good. By the way, man, went out to the NBA Con, which was yesterday. Let me say suit to everybody, man. Suit to my guy Julian Blum, James Williams in the building, Coach Sire. That's how you say Sire 617. Salute my guy. What's the starting line? I'm not sure. Suit to Julu Cesar, Hulu Cesar, Fly God, C Mac, you troll, Kerry Cox, MIG, my guy. Salute to you and your son, man, doing big things out there, man. Salute to your son, man. I mess with your son's flow, man. He just befriended me, I believe, on Twitter, man. I'll be rooting for him in high school, man. I said Gmo stole someone's hotspot all day, baby. Kerry Cox, salute, Corey Lee, building blocks, Khalid Moore. We're gonna get to it. That's one of the three guys. They said we got Dante Legion. Oh, Dante DiVincenzo. Okay, yes, we did. You said it right. Bricks Nation, salute my guy Ernesto the Texo. So let me say real quick, man. NBA Con, went out there. Only person I saw, even though I didn't meet him up front because the line was ridiculous, was Trae Young. It was a little like handshake, blah, blah. Isaiah Hartenstein was there before. I guess I came too late because he was definitely not there when I came. They had games and stuff for little kids, NBA Jam, little, what's the names? You could shoot the basketball and stuff. It was cool. Merchandise wasn't really hitting. Y'all gotta do a little bit better on the merchandise, especially for the Knicks. You had different vendors giving out merchandise. It was whatever, you know. He said, "You rocking everything good. Keep the glasses off. You look like the yeah." Oh man, yo, liquid swords, yo, Bobby Digital. Anyway, yeah. So real quick, so NBA Con, y'all can do a little bit better. Y'all says a one-time thing. Hopefully, I still do it. $60 for NBA Con is definitely not worth it. Thank God I didn't pay for the 3-day trip or 3-day whatever. That was definitely not worth it. No offense to NBA, man. If y'all need some people to come and help y'all, hit me up, man. I'll tell y'all how to have some dope designs. I did have some where y'all had it, where y'all customizing things for people. That was cool. But I just felt like, I don't know, it was a little lackluster. You had some people playing ball on the court. Whatever. It's cool. I think you guys should have a little bit more stars. So it's not just one line going for Trae Young. It's different guys. And the guys you got have there are stars. I'm not saying they're super duper stars, so it's not going to be crazy, but have several stars there at one time. So it's people. There's a nice little flow of action. There's people on one side, there's people on the side. Also, to the food options, gotta do better. Food options yesterday. I paid $7 for some freaking what's this thing called? These damn fries, these pattern fries, not pattern fries, whatever, trash, whatever. But anyway, I can do better than that. Let me get to the NBA. Some of the games I watched. So I watched the end of the Blazers versus the Rockets. Look, Jabari Smith does not need to be there anymore. Hit the game winner yesterday. Really fun game. It was crazy because everybody was sitting up there for Wembayama. But yeah, Jabari Smith doesn't need to be there anymore. A few other guys who will put up numbers. I'm forgetting some of these guys' names, but I was just seeing some of the highest guys. That was the first game I saw a part of it, and then watched the Spurs, watched the Lakers, Warriors. Some of those guys don't need to be there. Obviously, rookies gotta be careful. Your man, my guy, Scoot Henderson, hurt himself. I believe it was a shoulder injury. And someone else hurt themselves well too. But I believe Cam Whitmore had a solid game. I want to see he had 20 points. I didn't see all of his highlights yesterday for the Rockets versus Blazers. Amen Thompson's the other one that got hurt. Guys got to be careful, man. Guys got to be careful. But let me get to the big hype. And it was Wembayama. And when I tell y'all the hype for Wembayama was real, there were people that sat up there that were not you could be at any game. That's the thing I love about some of you. There's no just go, right? Pay your tickets, go to any game at Thomas Mack or the Pavilion, right? And there were people that were staying there because they wanted to watch Wembayama. People who were watching the Blazers Rockets game, they're waiting for Wembayama. It was palpable. When I'm telling you, you could just feel the heat emanating off everybody's bodies. Pause. Like everybody was waiting for this dude to show out I will say, man, look, summer league. I'm not going to take too much into account with it, but your man, look, to all y'all Euro guys, man. Let me tell you something. The NBA dumbed it down for you guys to feel a lot more comfortable. I'm sorry. Not to say international guys wouldn't be beasting. There are a lot of international guys who would still be beasting the NBA. Do not get me wrong. I remember back in the day, even guys like Linus Clays that played for the Nuggets role play. He was tough. Lithuania, I believe. Ginobili. You're always going to have tough players, right? But when you come in and say, I'm not going to add on weight, okay, we'll see. If Shaq, different era though, if Shaq had to go to the Lakers, or when he went to the Lakers, he had to put on weight, put on pounds, put on muscle. You can't sit up here and say, and again, it's a different era, but you can't sit up here and marginalize by saying, I'd have to put, you're going to have to put on weight, my guy. Trust me. You look weak out there and you look timid. Now, people want to point to the 5 blocks. Let me tell you something. The 5 blocks meant nothing. It wasn't that impressive. But Lee had a weak side block. He had one where the guy tried to make a layup, which was a dumb choice because he was right under Wembanyama. Wembanyama basically just palmed the ball. But those blocks were not, oh my gosh, because also, too, the rebounds, got to take the rebounds with a grain of salt. I don't even know how he had 8 rebounds. Salute to the 2 dudes I was talking to. It's a father and son. The father went to Marquette. Great conversation. I wish I got that damn names. And his son, and we were just like, yo, son, your man looked timid. Salute to those guys. I messed up because the father left. I had to leave. My phone was dying. I had to call somebody. Whoever those guys, I don't know if you give me watch this, doubt it. But if I see y'all again, because they say they come to every summer league, I'd love to get y'all names and talk to y'all, man. They were dope as hell, man. We're talking everything basketball, man. And dude, the father went to Marquette. We're talking about Dwayne Wade, talking about Butler, talking about the NBA, talking about everything. But Wembanyama, let me tell you something, man. Them rebounds, them 8 rebounds, I believe they didn't. There are a few other players who has many rebounds. And take into account, he had one where he was tipping it to himself and trying to, bro. Let me tell you something. You cannot survive in the NBA by not crashing the boards, by not be aggressive. That when your offense ain't working, you can't show that low sense of effort. You just can't, bro. And this is the thing I said. They need to get a protector for him. They need a Jared Allen type because I don't like him being at the 5. You got to have this guy playing on the outside, which I don't think is the right thing to do, right? Y'all going to need a protector for him. Or somebody's going to go out there, rebound, crash, blah, blah, blah. Y'all want one by I'm going to be this glorified big-ass 3, whatever the hell you want to call him, right? Again, granted, summer league, they weren't really trying to – they try to get him in position at times with the – get it to him in the post in the first half. Didn't work so much because every time, he put the ball on the floor, they'll double him. When he got near the basket, when he tried to attack from the wing, they attacked him. The help defense was good. I got to give it to the Hornets. But that's and this is the Hornets. So when we sit up here and say, oh, he's going to – and granted, I even think that he can still be a very exceptional player. I think he could be an absolute beast. But the thing that we fall into this trap every time is that when we see a tall man who could move, who could dribble the ball, who could shoot a little bit – he didn't even shoot great from outside this past season. We get these unicorn vibes. And Draymond Green, Paul George has an excellent FM podcast. Jeff T, y'all NBA players, God bless y'all. The fall of ESPN, the rise of the NBA podcasters. You guys are doing an amazing job. Go watch the one with Draymond Green. He's breaking down. He's like, look, man, all that stuff you're doing in France, you're not doing it over here, bro. You're not doing it over here. And I agree to an extent. Yesterday, he tried to attack or lose a ball. His shot wasn't falling, forced a few shots. He hit the 1 3. And everybody's, they're kind of clapping. But it was almost like some of those guys are clapping like, oh, we finally seen something. Because people by the second half, people were leaving. Not saying it was empty out, but people were like, all right, this ain't as hyped up as it is to be. Right. And the dude I was talking to behind me, the father, he was like, yo, I watched MJ. He basically bagged his wife by bringing his wife to the first preseason game of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had 24 and a half. And the wife said, is this going to be like this every game? So I'm just saying, look, and granted, guys like Jalen Brunson, guys have struggled in the summer league. I'm not trying to issue with Miami, but there are things to work on in this league. I will say the passing was decent. I liked that a few times when he realized, okay, I see the help defense collapsing after I got past my first guy. The guys moving off the ball. Let me maybe just make the easy pass. Don't need to force it. I like that. But he had the one where he got crossed over. Let me say something to his lateral defense. My guy, you cannot cheat in the NBA. One thing I seen that he did a lot in France and what he tried to do yesterday, he will let you beat you laterally. He doesn't slide his feet all the time. He'll let the guy beat him laterally. And then he tries to recover for the block because he just has that ridiculous radius. You can't do that in the NBA, bro. You just can't. You got to be able to slide your feet a little bit better. You just have to, man. You can't be doing that because he got crossover by Brandon Miller. He got beat by somebody else. I'm forgetting. And you just can't do that in the NBA, bro. You can't cheat these guys because in the NBA, they'll get past you off the dribble, and then knowing that you're trying to recover and block them, they'll just hit into your body, they'll dig their shoulder and bounce off your leg. Look what Brandon, I know Brandon's on his team. That's what Brandon was doing yesterday. Malachi Brandon is going to be a beast in the NBA, a scoring beast at the very least. That guy, when you see his composure attacking the basket, got the hezzy, knows how to dip his shoulder, knows how and when to dip his shoulder, and is that good of a shooter, bro. Malachi Brandon is going to be a problem, but and suits my brother Jay Boogie says, "Did you see the video I sent you of Broke Night? I mean, Broke Night. Don't you ever recruit somebody like that ever again? You know how many guys I wanted on the Knicks, man? How y'all only pick Broke Night, but when this guy's like Trey Murphy killing, y'all don't give me no credit. Y'all don't give me no credit for the Trey Murphy. Y'all don't give me no credit for the guys who be hitting me. I always want to point out the guys who struggle. He couldn't shoot for Ish yesterday. Yeah, he was looking a little. He's looking a little off yesterday. Broke Night said Broke Night. But yeah, who was hitting? My man, who was hitting on the freaking Hornets? Why am I freaking Nick Smith? Hit a few shots. Kai Jones had that ridiculous block on Wembayama. That was embarrassing. But you know what though? Welcome to the NBA, Wembayama. You only can get better from here. You only can get better from your worst game. So, I'm just hoping that, obviously Popovich, I think, is going to have a program for him to get stronger. He has to get stronger. All that tough talk about, I'm going to, why am I trying to do a voice like that? That he's going to he's going to not gain weight or gain muscle. Nah, dogs. It's different over here, bro. You're even playing the toughest league here. You played in the French league. You didn't even play like against Real Madrid and Barcelona. You played against the French league. No offense. They said, yeah, Boknai is giving me Nitla King. He's not even, y'all dudes is bugging. Holy crap. Who else had a decent game yesterday in that game? Bryce McGowan's attacked the basket decently, missed some shots. Yeah, he missed some shots. Yeah, School was impressive. 13, 5 and 3 or something like that. 13, 3 and 3. He was solid yesterday. Trey Mann's another one. He shot inefficiently for the for OKC Thunder in the regular season, but he could be an odd guy out, man. I'm thinking Dort because of the contract. He can help a contender. He's only 24 years old. But Trey Mann could be looking out as well, too, man, because that's a guy I think he could be really solid in his league. I liked him from Florida, even though I thought he's a little pick and roll dominant at Florida. But he's definitely a talent at the two position, mostly at the two. You could say guard, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, another thing, let me say real quick, man. Lakers, I like what the Lakers are doing. Max Christie, I know he went off. Maxwell Lewis, he missed 2 dunks yesterday. He should have had trying to destroy people. But you could see there's a discernible program they have with the Lakers in terms of developing these creative wings. So you got Maxwell Lewis, a guy from Pepperdine, could create his own shot, could shoot off the dribble, could shoot from outside, could attack the basket. You got Max Christie, who struggled at Michigan State, started off decently, struggled, and then this guy's coming on nicely. He said, I told you, suit to my brother Jay Biggie for 2 hours chat says, I told you about Brandon last year. You're like, aw. Brandon who? Who you talking about? Brandon who? But yeah, I like what the Lakers are doing with their wings, man. They obviously Austin Reeves, obviously LeBron. I mean, LeBron's not really developing it, but Austin Reeves and Roy I'm always mess with his name. Roy Uchimata. I'm butcher. I apologize, man. But yeah, I like what the Lakers are doing regarding their wings. Very aggressive wings. Very aggressive play yesterday. Gio, suit to my guy Ghost Rider. Let me just get to this real quick. I want to break down the Knicks roster. Let me see if I can find the whole list. Yep. And they had the guy singing. That ish was so whack. No offense, bro. That ish was so whack, man. Oh, man. I apologize. That was whack. You guys see, they had like a. Let me chill, son. Let me chill. Damn, where is this roster? Hold on. I want to get the full roster. All right, so yeah, for full roster Summer League, Nick's gonna have Charlie Brown from St. Joe's, Michael Foster from the G League Ignite. That was a guy that these dudes be the Michael Foster, Marcus Garrett from Sioux Falls, Justin Hamilton from Lugano Tiger, Switzerland, Jalen Harris, Westchester, Knicks. Was it last year? We got him or 2 years ago. Dude with the big beard. Trevor Keels, obviously from Duke, 18, 19-year-old. Jalen Martin from Overtime Elite. Uh, QJ Patterson, Isaiah Roby from OKC. QJ Patterson's from the Nanjing Tongshi Monkey Kings in China. Golly. David Shriver from VCU. Was it at let me see. The Knicks Summer League is a bunch of overseas stars. They're gonna get Molly Wop today. Dimitro Scott Pintsev, Westchester Knicks, and Race Thompson from Indiana. Watch a little bit of Race Thompson. But to me, the three guys that I have on my radar today, that's Khalid Moore, the forward from Fordham, spent 4 years at Georgia Tech. Transfer years last year of eligibility, going over to Fordham. We had a breakout year. Also, Isaiah Roby, the very versatile four, not five, but four from OKC, played with the Spurs after being waived by OKC. And then Jalen Martin of the Overtime Elite Squad. So, yeah, so a few guys. So, first and foremost, Khalid Moore. Sorry. Hold up. I gotta be quick. I'm sorry. 0 wins is a Diamonds A Roby. Y'all dudes is bugging out, man. Khalil Moore, 6'7" wing. Kind of struggled with Georgia Tech, was kind of used as a role player. And I believe he was highly recruited, if I remember. I think he was one of the top in his draft class, if I remember. But this is a guy who struggled. Georgia Tech was using a role player, didn't really have the ball in his hands as much as you probably expect a guy who's been that highly recruited. Damn, Georgia Tech hasn't been really good in years. Oh, yeah, I like from Georgia Tech is the saying, he's a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech. I don't know why. That's just so tough for me. Just hearing like an old, crusty white announcer who smokes a bunch of cigarettes and cigars say that he's a rambling wreck from Georgia Tech. That's just tough, man. But anyway, at Georgia Tech, averaged about 4.4 points over the past 4 seasons. As a senior, playing 32 games, started 30, averaged 5.2 points, 3.4 rebounds. And in 117 games, only reached double digits twice. So again, he was larger as a role player, was used to defend taller players. There were talks about him kind of being used out of position in terms of attack, like him actually on offense. He's had games against Duke, playing against Paolo Banchero. But again, this is a guy that, they kind of saw him as like a glue guy. And that can happen many times when you come into a program, and whether it's a change in coaching, changing whatever it may be, sometimes you just fall by the wayside, as in like you're no longer the main guy. And that sucks in college. You come in, you commit to a team, and the coach tells you this and that, the program tells you this and that. You come in, maybe the coach gets fired, or they could just change up, and you're no longer the man anymore. So that may have been the issue at Fordham. I'm not exactly sure why he's only used as a role player, but then he transferred to Fordham, and he flourished at Fordham. He averaged at Fordham, averaged 15.7 points off of 48.6% shooting, which was his career high or his college high, or the highest college career high at that point. Whatever, 35.1% off of 2.8 attempts. Sorry, I can't even talk. 35.1% from three off of 2.8 attempts a game. 77.1% from his strike. One thing I did see from him when he shoots, he kind of flicks it. Like not how can I put it? He doesn't extend his arm, it seems like. Kind of like he just keeps it high and flicks it. So maybe they worked on that in the summer. Maybe they didn't. But just what I see offensively, one thing that's going to stand out. So some of his strengths, I'll give it to you, man. He's a really good post-up scorer. He stays in that post very slow, which he's going to have to work on getting that shot up quicker, because the defense is going to collapse. This ain't Fordham. No offense. This ain't college. But one thing that he's really good at is his position down low, his footwork to score down low. Another thing is that he has a really good spin move attacking the basket. When he gets space in front of him, I like how he attacks the basket, can see the defender, the help defender, kind of trying to close out at a spot. He can spin. Really fluid attacker. Really good at the rim, shot around like 59.7% at the rim. Another thing too, he can move really well off the ball. I said unwatchable. Lord Jesus, you guys are killing. Oh, geez. Really good at moving off the ball. This is a guy you're probably going to see cuts to the basket underneath, him staying underneath. Who's ever going to be operating with the ball in their hands, try to get it to him underneath. He's also a really good rebounder, 6.7 rebounds a game. around double amount he averaged in his last year at Georgia Tech, which was around. He also averaged around 2.1 offensive rebounds. So you're gonna see a guy who's gonna be crashing balls, showing a lot of energy and effort. Some people might try to compare him to Farron Hunt. I think he's a little bit more. I think he's more physically capable offensively than Farron Hunt. And so to Farron Hunt, wherever he is, man. This guy used to join Nick content creators spaces on Twitter and whatnot, man. But some questions for your man, Khalil Moore. Can he operate with in terms of being able to shoot, catch and shoot, which is something that in Tom Thibodeau's system was a dribble drop penetration system. You got to be able to catch and shoot. It don't matter what. You're not going to come in operating the ball in your hands. They're not going to dump you to in the post. I'm talking about in the NBA. If you ever got a call up, they're not going to give that to you. So you got to be able to be a catch and shoot guy, which he struggled with. Now he shot 35.1% last year in college. You want that to be a little bit higher for college and NBA. That is average, but it is so-called allegedly easier in college. He shot below 34% for all years at Georgia Tech. So is it that he just felt more comfortable with the ball in his hands? You come to NBA, you're not going to have the ball in your hands as much. So he's going to have to be a little bit more effective as a catch and shoot guy. He did average, it wasn't great. Average catch shoot numbers is last year at Fordham at 33%. And also, too, what did they see in this guy as to why it didn't work out at Georgia Tech? I would love to find out why his coach at Fordham, gave him high praise, which a lot of coaches are going to do. They want you to get up high in the draft or somehow make the draft, get selected. They want to help you out. Some coaches don't. Guys like Christian Wood's coach did not help him out. He's talking absolute trash about your man's once he was in the draft process. But Khalil Moore is a guy that I would love to. He might sniff a cup of coffee with the Knicks. Guys get hurt, injured. Like I said, he has to be able to hit those catch and shoots. You got to be a guy that you can operate off of Jalen Brunson. You can operate within the flow of an offense. And, Tibbs going to look at that. Another thing, too, I didn't mention this. I would love to see if Tibbs is going to be there because Tibbs was there 2 years ago coaching up IQ. For all the people that say Tom Thibodeau hates the kids, that's absolute BS. He was there 2 years ago coaching up IQ from the sideline. He wasn't even with the coaches. On the other side, coaching him up, looking pissed when guys are messing up, guys are getting pitches. IQ actually played relatively well outside of shooting from outside. He actually played relatively well trying to facilitate, operate the point guard position. And you saw Tibbs talking to Yashimoto across, like motion, blah, blah, to get into the locker room. Tom Thibodeau's following them. And so if Tom Thibodeau's there, that means that he has an investment in some of these kids. If he's not there, maybe not. But again, even if he's not there, you guys got to show up and show out. Just looking at some of the things they talked about with Khalil Moore, it's at Georgia Tech, he's off the match with players with advantages in size and athletic ability. Against him at Fordham, he faced players close to his size against who he may have hold an advantage in quickness. In that setting, he has revealed a scoring touch around the basket and farther away that also always wasn't at display at Georgia Tech. So again, his coach last year praised him as a glue guy, which again, if you're a glue guy who can hit shots from the outside, you can stay in the NBA for 10, 15 years. If you're a glue guy, as in rebounding, you could be a connective tissue, is making the hockey passes, finding the open guy, and hit threes. You can survive in the NBA for 10, 12, maybe even 15 years. So hopefully, we see something from Khalil Moore today, man. That's definitely, I think he's a sleeper for this Knicks team. Again, a little bit older, 5-year college player. But again, if he can hit his threes, play good defense. Again, he has a length, can defend at the rim, can defend the outside a little bit. They praise him for his leadership skills, his leadership ability as well, too. If this guy come and hit the shots from outside, defend, even if it's not with the Knicks, your only job is not just with the Knicks. It could be with anybody else. He could definitely have an opportunity in this league. Isaiah Roby, combo forward from OKC, 4-year player, spent 3 years at OKC, drafted back in 2019, 2020, came from Nebraska, then was picked up by San Antonio for 42 games, only started 2 of them. There's a guy, again, Isaiah Roby's one of those guys that he was a casualty of numbers with OKC. OKC drafted last year, drafted Ousmane Dieng, drafted Chet Holmgren, drafted Jalen Williams from Arkansas, or is he from Arkansas? Am I bugging out? Jalen Williams from Arkansas? I want to say he's from Arkansas. Or Indiana. No, I think it's Arkansas. So you talking about guy Isaiah Roby again? He was subtraction. He was a casualty of numbers last year. OKC, they just had too many guys that are trying to develop. And maybe they're probably trying to look to try to flip the guy. But it is what it is. Got released. Went to San Antonio. Got released from there as well too. But everywhere you see about this guy, man, had some really good games 2 years ago. Really good game against Denver Nuggets. I think scored like 26 points. Jalen Williams of Santa Clara. Why am I thinking? Hold on. I hate when I do this. Jalen Williams is that stupid like white and red or burgundy-ish red. Jalen Williams College. You sure it's Santa Clara? It was no Santa Clara. Jalen Williams, come on. No, it's Arkansas, man. Ain't no damn Santa Clara. It's Arkansas, man. I knew it was like a white and red. Santa Clara, no, it wasn't no damn Santa Clara. But thank you, NB Israel, man. But yeah, Isaiah Roby, very versatile. For a guy who was developing with OKC, you can see the numbers starting to get relatively better, even with lesser minutes, to about 2 minutes less from 2020-21 to 2021-22. A guy could space the floor, a very decent catch and shoot option. He did shoot around that last year with OKC around 44% from three, but only 2.2 attempts a game, which is not bad. Again, as a catch and shoot guy, shot around 44% off of 2.2 attempts in his final year at OKC. Oh, sorry, he shot 40.6% off of catch and shoot. Apologies. And very good unguarded catch and shoot score at 43%, which is what you want. You want a guy to be able to hit open shots when they're by himself, something that the Knicks struggle with, period, and then struggle with in the playoffs. Again, decent rebounder. His rebound. Now you're good. NB Israel, you good, bro. Decent rebounder. Again, the rebound numbers aren't crazy. He did average around 5.2 of his rebounds. 42% of them were contested, which is a good number. You want a guy who can attack the boards. Something that Tom Thibodeau and this organization they've lived by. People say, we don't have a style of play or an identity. No, we have one. It's called attacking the boards. It's called controlling the boards on both ends. That's why the Knicks have been top 10, top 15, 11, top 12 in terms of putback points, second chance opportunities, offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding. Again, it shows. I know people may not like it. It's not pretty, but if you can control the boards, especially with guys who aren't knockdown hitters, you can give yourself an opportunity to stay in the games. You may not have the most prettiest of efficiencies, but you're staying there with games. You compete against some of these top teams if you can't control the boards. So Isaiah Roby helps you do that. He's a good team defender as well, too. You see him really play really well as a help defender, coming up and closing out on attackers to the basket, playing off the weak, coming from the weak side to come and defend in the paint. I will say one thing about Isaiah Roby. He's a little bit weak in the paint. He get bullied in the paint, and he's also a little bit too slow against some of these faster and relatively smaller wings, guards, attackers to the basket, right? You're talking about a guy, can he defend on the outside? Can he live on the outside against guys in the NBA, right? And you always wonder about that. Like, that's when I think about these combo fours or these swing fours, that's somebody who struggled with Obi Toppin. His lateral quickness was just too poor. You couldn't survive with Obi Toppin out there playing on the outside against some of these against some of these threes. So he's not strong enough. Obi Toppin, I'm talking about, he's not strong enough to play against physical fours, but he's not quick enough to play against threes defensively. And I hope that's not the same with Isaiah Roby, because I see him in the paint a lot of times getting bullied. So I'm hoping today, when I watch him today, did he put on muscle? Pause. Did he get stronger? Is he acclimating himself to the NBA game to be a little bit more versatile in terms of defending in the paint, right? And also on the outside too, man, lateral quickness, be able to shift your feet, move with your attacker. You know what I'm saying? Something I didn't see with Wembanyama yesterday. Your man Wembanyama fumbling on himself. Freaking Brandon Miller, the guy they said, oh, he's too linear to the basket. Your man Brandon Miller caught him with the oopty wop. He had to foul Brandon Miller because he's trying to cheat and run back and let the guy be and run back and go for the block. Again, fundamental. I'm not saying Wembanyama don't have fundamentals, but I just hate seeing bad fundamentals, man. If you get beat playing good fundamentals, the guy may just be better. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you slide your feet, you play with good fundamentals on defense, bro, it's going to win out. You may not get a block, but you might get a very well contested shot, very high possibility of missing. You may get a guy to pass out to a weaker scorer, and that guy got to either take a bad shot or pass it around, blah, blah, blah. Bro, the game is not all about just blocks. So hopefully Wembanyama learns that, but also Isaiah Roby. Got to be able to defend the outside, man. Got to be able to protect the outside. Got to be able to be switchable. Right, I know in Tom Thibodeau's defense, he doesn't like to switch a lot, but you've seen it last year. Even the past 2 seasons, late in season, you've seen, at least last year, I saw it. There's a little bit more. I wouldn't even say 2 years ago, there's a little bit more switching in his defense, right? So you want a guy who could, be able to guard your wings, be able to guard your guards at that 4 position. I need somebody who could guard from 2 to 5. I want to have somebody who guard from 2 to 5 or 3 to 5. And hopefully Isaiah Roby could do that again. Good cutter to the basket. Also had a really good game against the Blazers 2 years ago. I had like 3 the 30 points, something like that. And my questions for him, like I said, defense, getting stronger, and can he develop into a Kyle Anderson type? I wonder if the Knicks are going to put the ball in his hands today to see how he operates the ball in his hands. Simply a guy on offense, kind of, he can play the pick and roll, decent pick and roll, score off the roll. But he's a guy kind of used as like a guy from the outside or rolling to the basket. I would love to see they use him as a Kyle Anderson type. But at the very least, a guy who's ready on the Knicks, Isaiah Hartenstein, which I don't understand why they didn't do this in the beginning of the season with Hartenstein, but a guy that they started, or when they got, well, they did get him at the beginning of the season, but some guy you started to see his assist percentage kind of move up. You started seeing his utilization as a passer, operating from the top of the key, operating from the pinch in terms of his passing, finding cutters underneath and the backdoor cuts. I would like to see them utilize Isaiah Roby the same way, dribble handoff action as well too, have him roll to the basket. I would like to see how to utilize him if they can put him in an Isaiah Hartenstein type of mold in terms of building up his play and seeing, okay, can this translate into the NBA, translate to the Knicks? Because I think he is a major candidate to be a small backup small ball four. It'll be him and Jericho. I know they have guys like RJ. Tom Thibodeau's been talking about utilizing RJ as a four last year. But we'll see with Isaiah Roby, man. Again, with Isaiah Roby, there's a lot of potential. They said, are you going to do play-by-play day? Hell, I'm going to be at the game. I cannot do play. Man, look at this. Look at this. Let me see. Am I at 10 gigs? Oh, no, I'm only at 4.89 gigs. Okay. Not too much. All right, yeah, but I can't do – because I only have 150 gigs because AT&T is trash. So I'm not going to do the play-by-play. I'll be at the game actually watching. Hopefully I see me. Yeah, I know there's going to be other Knicks fans there. They're going to be screaming whatever. I'll be trying to scream. I'm going to try to wear my hat, my Knicks hat, my Leisure Knicks hat. I need a damn designer – tell me how to get the logo bigger and a little bit better than the thing I got there, man. But salute to my guy, Captain Matomo in the building. Salute. Yeah, man. It's just so with him, Isaiah Roby, that's probably the one I'm looking at the most because I think he's the one who might reach the NBA level because he's been there already. The quickest out of anybody else on his G League team. They said G League, excuse me, some league team. And the next guy up is Jalen Martin, the guy from Overtime Elite, the guy that some people talking about, could be a rotational guy, blah, 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 everybody, every NBA analyst or one up and coming NBA analyst got to sit up there and got to give a lot of praise to everybody. That's what these guys do because they want jobs in the NBA, which I'm not hating on, but I can't do that. I just can't. So I'm watching the guy, Jalen Martin. Few things, man. He hurt himself last year, hamstring injury, kept him out for 2 months of the season. According to his coach, Tim Fanning, his coach said, suits my guy JJ in the building. Knicks Nation, salute my guy. He hurt himself last year, but his coach Tim Fanning kind of said that he was up there with the Thompson twins in terms of developing, in terms of coming along as an overall player. They say he was really trending upward on both ends on offense and defense. Said he ticks a lot of boxes that you want to see in a basketball player, especially at the wing. He was shooting the ball at a great clip from three. Don't know about that because he ended up shooting, 27%? 26.7% from three off of 6 attempts. But again, hamstring injury could have stopped him. Is what it is, but didn't shoot poorly. He shot poorly at three, shot poorly as well from the field overall. This coach had a lot of belief in this guy. One thing he did talk about is his transition, attacking the closeout, something that Tom Thibodeau preaches a lot. Was also on another level from the rest of the competition outside of Thompson in his first month of the season. He's a little bit of an outlier in the approach of things. He's a guy that wants to constantly get hungry. This is from Tim Fanning, his coach. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's going to do everything possible to make that roster and come out and fight his way. I have no doubt about it. Oh, he also said that he was a guy that was constantly hungry for watching film, which is pivotal. I don't know how you guys in the NBA who try to make teams do not love watching film. You guys say Kobe Bryant is your favorite player, blah, blah, blah. Kobe Bryant watched film. That's why Kobe Bryant had that great quote of talking about, I can tell when the guy's when he's faking the shot, I know he's not going to shoot that shot because his right leg, if he's a right-hand shooter, his right leg, because you don't typically shoot with your right foot back. He knows that guy's not going to shoot the ball, so he's not going to bite for the fake until that guy gets both his feet settled, and then he knows. Bro, that's film watching. They said Kobe Bryant, even his final years playing, that he was outside. I forget who he said he was working out. This guy, Kobe Bryant, was working on defense with him. In his final year, still working on defense. I get it. Look, the money, got to make the money. Jeff Teague said, yo, would you rather win a championship or would you rather want a max contract? He said, yo, we take max contract. And I get it because he mentioned DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins didn't take the max contract, got hurt or moved around. And it sucked. I get it, but I can still love the game. I'm watching the Warriors-Lakers game yesterday, and guys are making awful pass after awful pass. Can't break the full court press. Some of these guys do not love the game, so I'm happy to see that they're talking about this with Jalen Martin because to me, again, his biggest strengths: transition defense, effort, hustle guy, a guy who's gonna hound on the boards, average 5.9 rebounds a game, 1.9 assists as well, too, 1.6 steals. So this guy, you're talking about an energy guy. He works really well in transition, but then also some bad things. Can he operate in the half court? I was watching some of his highlights or whatever, or some of his play. His handle is not really there. Creation of the dribble is not really there. His shooting, as much as the guy said in the first month of the season, is not really there. Or didn't really end up there. And again, the hamstring injuries can throw you off, could destroy your whole process in terms of jumping off the shot, releasing, too much pain. Sometimes it's too tight. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So again, those things could definitely hamper you as a shooter. But I gotta see you be able to shoot from the outside again as a wing. The NBA and the fact that you're not this great facilitator, playmaker for others. The half court game in terms of your creation of the dribble, is it there? And then the shooting too. So Jalen Martin, as much as he is an athletic asset or weapon, whatever you want to call him, can he manifest himself into being a player within a system? Okay, we can have you as the weak side, a wing attacking, catching, attacking towards the basket, right? But can you shoot the shot? If the guy closes out on you, can you hit the shot in time? Right? Or if the guy doesn't even want to close out on you, excuse me. If the guy doesn't close out on you aggressively, can you hit that open shot? Can you operate from the corner? In terms of the Grimes paradigm, right? Catching the ball, faking it, attacking the basket, right? The closeout is weak, you have to hit that three-point shot. That's what I'm looking from these guys, man. That's what I'm looking from Jalen Martin. I know people are high on him, but some people on Twitter talking about, this guy could be this. And I mean, hey man, y'all, some of these guys be lying to some of these players, man. Some of these guys be lying because they want to get in the league. I don't have, I guess, the same crazy aspirations. Not say crazy; those are great aspirations, but some of these guys be. Oh wow, Hawks are trading for Patty Mills, sending Ty Washington, a guy I didn't want, Usman Garuba, a guy I didn't want, and a second round to OKC for Patty Mills. Wow, damn son, that's wild. Patty Mills, I like Patty Mills, he's a good player. That's a haul though. For Patty Mills, sheesh. Not a haul, but that's a few players, man. Yeah, Usman Garuba taking a doodle on himself this summer, playing. Your man took a. So yeah, that's what I like from Jalen Martin. Again, waiting to see his shooting, creation off the dribble. Wonder who's going to be the main boy. I guess it's going to be Jalen Harris as a guard. But I also wonder who's going to start. Jaquan Jeffries is definitely going to get some looks. I thought he played really well last year in the summer league. But Jalen Martin has a two-way contract, so maybe that's going to be a guy they're going to be invested in. I'm not sure. I know what the CBA. I believe there's three-way contracts now, right? New CBA two-way contract. There's three two-way contracts. Yeah, I believe there's three now with this new CBA versus two. Two-way. Yeah. Yep. Carry three players on two-way contracts. So it could definitely be Jalen Martin. I'm not sure. I don't think we have any. Do you have any? Well, I guess. No, Jericho Sims signed to unguaranteed. Isaiah Rowe was acquired last year. I guess there are two more. So these guys are fighting for spots on the team. So I got my A kicked in Washington Heights, closing the park, so I'm on paid vacation. Golly, sorry, bro. Damn. White Mike, what up, my guy? You got, what the hell? Y'all dudes is bugging. Don't touch my son, White Mike, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Washington Heights, man. Get okay, man. D guy, man. I'm bugging out. Another guy I'm not really high on, Trevor Keels. I'm thinking Trevor Keels should have stayed in college, man, because I don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see with Trevor Keels. I'm just not impressed by the kid's game. He looked a little flabby, too. He looks a little flabby. He's undersized. He's not a great shooter. He's not explosive. He's not a plus passer. He's not a plus rebounder. He's not a plus defender. Like, what is he? Hey man, I would say this, man. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to hate on the dude, man. And this is what I want to say. It's a D actually go to 6. One thing I want to say to the Knicks, man, and this is why I got mad at the GM selection or whatever with Gerson Rojas, whatever the hell, whatever. I would love for the Knicks to have a lot more of a not experimental, but having the mindset to try to always stack their G League with guys in terms of talent who've fallen down for whatever reason or fallen off of, away from the first round, falling off of draft boards for whatever reason. That necessarily doesn't have to do with maybe basketball. Maybe it's not say basketball because you want higher character guys, and I get what they're doing. They want these high character guys, but I just feel like they could expand their horizon in terms of who they look at in terms of players, right? Because I'm looking at some of these guys, man, coming to the league. Like I said, one guy that no one gives me credit for, my guy Jaden Hardy, who was a top 3 pick, top 3 selection before last year's season even started. Fell down, went to the G League, fell down, inconsistent numbers. But this is a guy that has creation. This guy not a Dallas Mavericks. You have him in. Who's your man from Boston College? He's a coach of Dallas Mavericks. Dudley, Jared Dudley, talking him up, talking about, the guy wants to be a scorer. We're trying to develop his process in terms of passing. But the talent, they're looking at this guy to be a contributor next year. The guy showed flashes last year. That's a guy I would love to just, hey, throw him trade back into that because our second, or trade up, excuse me. Our second was below where they picked, so we couldn't have gotten a second. But I would just trade up for him and say, yo, that's a guy that dropped from being a top 3 pick in a draft. Let me pick him up and bring him to the G League. Let's see if we can develop this guy. I would love to see why they did not want to invest in a guy like Jaden Hardy. And now this year, you see Maxwell Lewis. Granted, he didn't have a crazy game for the Lakers last year, but this dude was I'm telling y'all, he was attacking the basket. It was Max Christie's night yesterday. The guy Maxwell Lewis was attacking the basket, right, being uber aggressive. You talking about that at a 6'7", 6'8" wing? We can't have that type of guy in the second round, bro. We can invest in that guy in the second round. I just get a little bit annoyed. I just feel like our criteria for what we want to try to develop is a little too narrow. And we're talking about a team that wants to. We need wings, or we want to try to have these type of wings come in and develop. And again, how the CBA is going to be set up is going to be typically 2 stars, a bunch of depth around them, and young guys that you drafted. And we're looking up years from now, maybe these guys, maybe IQ, Grimes, RJ, who maybe some of these guys are going to be drafted for that so-called star. And we look up who the guys coming through the pipeline, especially you're going to have developed players, man. You're going to have developed players. The trademark is always going to be there, but it's not going to be as easy. Now you got the second apron. You can't give up draft pick 7 years out. You can't even use the freaking you can't, if you're over into second 8, you can't acquire players. You can't just pick up. It's gonna be hard to it's gonna be hard to try to build up your team late in the season if you try to make a playoff run. You're gonna need some of these guys that you drafted, not just as depth. You're gonna need some of these guys. We drafted this guy in the second round. He's supposed to be such and such star. Came out early. We're gonna develop him. He's 18, 19 years or 19 years old, whatever. We're gonna develop this guy in the next few years. When we have our so-called championship team, he'd be one of the main contributors. And cheap, because of how the cap is going to move, or how the cap is going to work in the future with the new CBA. You're going to need to develop, and I just feel like some of the players we have. Not granted, Isaiah Roby, he's a guy's been in the NBA, but you're not looking at Isaiah Roby to make a crazy breakthrough. Just hoping he does a little bit more of what he's been doing and give you a little bit more strength in terms of defense. But I need some of these wings that are getting drafted. I need some of these scorers that are dropping into the second round. To other teams, bro. It's not fair how we're looking at the draft, man. Let me ask you guys this: do you think that the Knicks, do we overvalue cap leverage and cap leverage in terms of trading off picks to get a certain player versus actually developing young talent? I know it's extreme. But let me know what you guys think, because I just feel like, another guy, my other son, y'all be hate. Y'all really don't be giving me credit on it. Why don't y'all give me credit on freaking my son Ricky Council? Why don't y'all give me credit on my son Ricky Council, man? Who killed the other night? Another guy said we should have had in the second round for Arkansas. Was their best scorer. Came through when guys like Nick Smith were hurt. Trayvon Brazil got hurt. No one gives me credit on that. But I said I wanted my son Ricky Council, and none of y'all gave me credit. I want to talk about James Bouknight, but no one's talking about Ricky Council, what he did. Yes, I know it's summer league. I'm just having fun with y'all. But y'all didn't want to give me no credit for that. Y'all shiesty, man. Y'all shiesty. My son, Ricky Council ate the other day, attacking the basket, bullying the dunking. What? Yo, stop playing my son Ricky, son. I'll be playing, but I do like some of these wings this draft, man. Also, too, GG Jackson. Now, I did say with GG Jackson. I wouldn't sit here and say I was high. I would say I didn't mind the Knicks not drafting because I think you need a legitimate development system around him. He said, bro, it's summer league. See, y'all hate this, but if it's Bouknight, if it's somebody, y'all be killing me, right? But GG Jackson had a good game the other night. Was it yesterday? Again, GG Jackson, the shot creation is there. The skill is there. It's the consistency with him. And it's summer league. Does this translate to the league right away? I'm not sure. But that's a guy I wasn't mad the Knicks not drafting, but he's a talented player. Nonetheless, shot creation is there. But he has some bad habits, shooting fadeaway jumpers off the back foot, off the right back foot. I just said with Kobe, if he shoots consistently, I would have caught Kobe off guard. Right. But again, really raw player, but very talented and young too. I'm just not sure the Knicks. You said Josh Christopher. No. I like Josh Christopher at the spot where first of all, let me say something, Josh Christopher. I did not know about none of that stuff he's doing in that video, son. About none of that stuff he's doing. And I still think he's talented. I still think Josh Christopher can eat for the Grizzlies. But I liked him at the spot for ground. The guy I really wanted was Trey Murphy, but y'all don't give me no credit for that. That's cool. Trey Murphy, I like Cade, I like Jalen Green, I like Suggs. Suggs is struggling. I can't say real lot. I like Kuminga. Kuminga is mixed. I like a few of those players in that draft, man. But Jordan Walsh, I like Jordan Walsh. He's one of those guys. He's gonna be a high level. He's gonna be a poor man. He could be a poor man's Richard Jefferson. I wouldn't say poor man. He could be a Richard Jefferson in his league. But shot can fall down. He gets more usage because I just felt Arkansas. He was buried. That Arkansas team on paper was stacked. Anthony Black, Trayvon Brazil, who was coming on pause at the beginning of the season before he got hurt. Nick Smith, freaking Ricky Council, who transferred from I believe it was Wichita State. That team was stacked, so he wasn't getting attention like that. So I think he's a sleeper too, man. He might. I'm trying to compare him to somebody besides Richard Jefferson. But yeah, he could come on pause to the league really nicely as a glue guy who might be a third option on a good team that he could grow with, just like Richard Jefferson was with those New Jersey Nets teams. But yeah, Josh Christopher, again, to me, playing on the team with the Rockets, they just had a glut. They had Jalen Green right in front of him. I think that he can still be a really good player in this league, can finish really well, athletic player. Some people call him a chunk, but let's be honest. If you're a two guard, what do you want? What do you expect guys to be doing? If I'm a two guard, what do you want me to do? So if Jordan Hawkins comes in and just starts sniping, you're going to call him a chuck? If he's making the shots, I don't call him a chuck. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens with Josh Christopher. Said GG is talented but has some issues. He does. And that's why I said it's good. You have to have a fertile ground to develop this guy in terms of allow him to get through his mistakes, but also coach him up. He has to be coachable, right? He can't just survive in this league with his jump shot because he's not efficient. He takes a lot of bad shots. Like I said, go watch those Tennessee games he played. Go watch two of them. When he had 0 points, I think the second one he had 5. It was bad. That's where you see the worst of his game. Now, obviously, he has some really good games well too, but you just watch him and the talent is there, but he has to be able to kind of hone it in and refine his game under some good coaching, man. Let me see what you guys got before I head out of here. Let me see, because I don't want my – okay, I'll get this up. 5.18 gigs. Okay, it's not going crazy. He says, Jima, would you pull the trigger on this? Was this by the way, the trade what's saying that went through? Let me see if I can load this. Yes, but the trade, they're saying the trade for Paul George is going to be RJ Barrett Evan Fournier, Emmanuel Quickly, 3 firsts, and an extension for Paul George. F no, I'm not doing no stupid ass trade like that, bro. Paul George, one of the better offensive talents I've seen. Excuse me. In the league. Some people call him his GOAT, which is not. Oh, wow. Amen Thompson out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Suffered an ankle sprain, which is the worst. Yeah, it's the worst. Got to get strong in this league, bro. Got to get strong in it. He says, can anyone ball? So yeah, I'm not doing that for Paul George. You out of your mind. What do you play? 150 games in the last 4 years? Let me see. Hold on. Paul George. I believe he only played 150 games in the last 4 years. Which I'm not, and I'm gonna give an extension to that guy. He's 30. Was he 34? Are you out of your freaking mind? Jerry West is trying to make good value from him. So let's see. 48 plus 54. That's 102. No, he played more than that. I take that back. I must be talking about something else. Hold up. 102. 143. No, he played around 200 games. Give and take. He played around 200 games the last 4 years, which is still not great. But yeah, I'm not taking on this injury prone player in Poor George just to sniff an ECF. Because this team, again, the biggest thing with the Knicks is that you have Jalen Brunson and a lot of question marks. Who's going to be developing alongside Jalen Brunson just in case we get into that 2025, 2026 free agency and we're not getting. I know Donovan Mitchell will be the guy, but you still have to consider, okay, what do we still want Donovan Mitchell at that point? And I love Donovan Mitchell. Don't get me wrong. It's just you need to make sure you're not just hamstrung. And by the way, you're not just hamstrung to possibilities because we've done this in the past. Oh yeah, we're gonna wait for LeBron James to come. He never came. I don't know why people were thinking. I never thought LeBron James was gonna come. Oh, we're gonna wait for such player because they've indicated and they don't come. We get burned in free agent. Oh, KD and Kyrie, they've been, and thank God it didn't happen. But still, that we were waiting on the sidelines, waiting for those guys to come, and it didn't happen. So we have to be prepared as a team. Forget about just think about leverage for the future, or hoping that these guys are going to come because we have these connections. The CA connection to me, I don't believe in it. Whatever. It comes with you developing players on this team, and then you having guys like JB, Josh Hart play on the Team USA. They have to do the recruiting. The players have to do recruiting. All this stuff with these guys coming in. A lot of recruiting doesn't follow these guys anymore. So the OCA approach, it doesn't mean nothing to me. It ain't like it's doing wonders for us. So it's going to come down to Jalen Brunson. And who's your next star? I don't think it's people listen to Randall. So it is what it is, man. Let me see. This is my brother Ernesto. For the comment, he says, Gmo, would you pull the trigger on this? RJ, IQ, Mitch Fournier, and Deuce. And 2 first Mavs picks included, which I believe is a protected 2024 pick for McCott. No, I don't want nothing to do with Ben Simmons. I don't want nothing to do with Ben Simmons. Herniated disc. He's going through pain. His confidence is shot. Ben Simmons is a body out there. Ben Simmons is a body out there. That's not a high-level player anymore. That's a body out there. I've watched Ben Simmons with the Nets last year, and he's scared to make hook shots. I've seen Ben Simmons get into the paint only for him to do the Rajon Rondo and pat. Even Rajon Rondo could finish at the rim. He was just trying to goose up his systems. But Ben Simmons was legitimately scared to score. And Mikal Bridges, y'all know Mikal Bridges, my son, which I don't give me no credit for outside of Ace of Kings. But he does it to try to get on RJ. Mikal Bridges is a guy we should have drafted. He was supposed to be here. Told about he was going to the Knicks. Everything's all set up. And, of course, our dumbass front office picked Kevin Knox because we're dumb like that. But Ben Simmons, hell no. That's way too much for Ben Simmons. And I like Mikal Bridges. But Mikal Bridges is a guy that he's developed into a quasi 1B player because the Nets they don't really got a number one option on that team anymore. So I'm out. I like Mikal Bridges. Is that a guy I would love to have in the Knicks? Yes. But is that a guy I think that if we could draft a player and develop him? Talking about a guy came from Villanova, a great program. Was a 3D guy at Villanova. He didn't really have much of a crazy mid-range shot like that. Develop his mid-range shooting with the Suns, operating from the corner, operating from the wing, off the weak side, catching, attacking from the wing. And Velvet Sloan, that's a guy, high character guy. You get those guys in the draft. You just have to invest in your draft resource. No disrespect to Walt Perrin, but man, so and it's not even just Walt Perrin. I just think that we think about how much leverage we can have in terms of cap, in terms of trading for certain players, making sure we're under the cap, make sure we're under an apron, make sure we're under a luxury, make sure we get this play. It's like we think way too. I think that we're too Brock Aller focused. If that makes sense. Oh crap! Is this? Oh, I don't need that. I just think we think a little bit too much about that versus drafting some guys where we have some sleepers in these second rounds, bro. You got some sleepers in these second rounds, and we don't go after them. Let me see. David L. Like, I got to see more from Bridges before I got to hype him up. No, Bridges is good. Bridges is damn good, bro. And I liked him when he was on the Suns. This is like a third option. Suits Kendall Rivera, thank you for the $5 super chat. It's almost like the league don't got a trade with us clause. It's annoying every time there's a trade available. They tax us more than others. It's happened with Manchester United, which is my team. We've always had the Manchester tax, so I've seen. But I think it's more so that people don't look at the Knicks as we've had to scrub away so many years of not being a competent franchise, right? And even now, people still look at now you have the whole issue with your man allegedly Rich Paul, where telling Zach LaVine, oh, he's off limits to the Knicks. Could that have been for the Knicks? Could that have been? I don't know who it is. But you have it where, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like having agents as the presidents of basketball. I hate that. We did it with Brody Van Wagen. These guys don't know. It's a glory job for them. They're not basketball heads like that. That's why they have to hire a whole bunch of guys around them to do the basketball jobs, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But there are times where I need you as a so-called president of basketball. You have to have a vision. Now, I know their vision is to trade for a star. That's their vision. But that should not be the only. You should be trying to build a basketball team on all facets, all angles, man. It can't just be about we're going to trade for a star, because what if that star never comes? What if that star has a gruesome injury and then never the same? What if the star has a change of heart? What if the star was just egging you on? To me, you have to have a multifaceted person. That's why I would have loved a GM. I would have loved your man who followed Michael Ringer, Will Dawson, who went to did I get his name right? Did I get his name right? I'll be assistant GM Wizards. No. Will. OKC. Will Dawkins. I said Dawson. My bad, man. Will Dawkins from OKC. Tayshaun Prince from the Grizzlies. Your man, Graham. I'm forgetting his freaking name from the Pelicans. These young minds who've grown up with the teams, man, who know how to draft or who know how to pick certain plays in the draft, who know how to speak to the players. Some of these guys from plays. Tayshaun Prince speaks to Grizzly players during practices, connects with them. He was also instrumental in getting Taylor Jenkins as a coach of that team. That's what I want. I want a multifaceted approach that if I'm looking up, by the time we trying to get like Corey said, trying to get a Luka, one of these guys, we already have a team that's in the ECF. That by that time is like, okay, we got the leverage. I don't have to give it the farm for Luka. It's like, okay, well, you probably have to still, but I could look at it and say, well, we don't need Luka. We could possibly scrape by to the championships without a Luka because we have such a stacked team. Now, if you're gonna give up Luka or trade for Luka, we don't have to give up such and such. We don't have to give up this extra pick. We don't have to give up all this leverage for him. So that's how I look at it, man. And I get it. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Leon Rose. It's a mixed situation, man. I like Brock Aller for the comp. I think we're just too focused on trying to create contractual leverage, cap leverage, versus going out and getting good players. I mean, we couldn't dip back into the second and get some of these guys who've fallen off. Like I said, Ricky Council was he was the best scorer for Arkansas. The only thing you have to really fix is his jump shot. You could do that in the NBA. Next, you look up the next 2-3 years, he's possibly your starting wing. Because now you have, say, Embiid and Jalen Brunson. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, oh man, Knicks, hire me. If you want somebody to scout or whatever, hire me. I'll scout for you, man. Please. I know people try to get me up, but I also got some winners. So don't listen to these people. I got some winners, all right? Bulk Knight, he wants to shoot up guns. His head was all over the place. Got mad because he wasn't playing because Borrego wasn't playing him. He got his own issues. Josh Christopher, I don't know what the hell they doing over there. That wasn't my number one guy in that draft, so I don't want no people kill me for that. But Josh Christopher, I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. I still think he eat for the Grizzlies. But it was. Let me see. You got some comments before we head out of here. Thank God, my freaking haven't really eaten up my what's her name? Only 5.32. That's not bad. It's not bad. I thought this thing was gonna be shooting up because I was on the computer. The thing was 1 gig. I'm like, whoa! I didn't do anything. I just turned on my computer. So hopefully someone's not tapped into my what's her name? Music fact. Spider not staying with the. Oh, he's definitely leaving. He's definitely leaving. The Cavaliers again. The Cavaliers were not the number. The Friday before they came back in, they were off the table as a possible team. That's how you know Danny Ainge wanted to screw over the Knicks. They didn't come back with a counter offer. Got mad that, and this is on us. We were dumb enough to go to a playoff game and sit up there like, oh, we're going to get dominant. It's like, bro, what are we doing? Play the position. Send some secret scouts or whatever. Don't go up there as a contingent and look at the guy that, oh, he's in the bag already. Danny Ainge is he's a GM. He's a president of basketball who fights in the trenches. He likes his leverage. He wants to get what he wants to get. You're not going to dictate to him what he can get. So he went back to the Cavaliers, a weaker team, and said, I'm gonna spite the Knicks and trade with the Cavaliers. Not the Cavaliers. No, they screwed now because they're talking about trading Jarrett Allen. They just picked up Max Strus, right? Who I think is gonna be, I don't know, playing outside the Miami Heat system, playing in Cleveland, eating all them pierogies, all that German, old school German food that's turned into American food. I don't know, not having the same conditioning with the Miami Heat, not being in that system. Miami Heat might be a little different with the Cavaliers. You have more offensive firepower with Garland and Donovan Mitchell, but you could play off of them, but we'll see. And they're stuck right now because also they still got LeVert. I gotta look at their cap situation, but I remember them being kind of stuck, and only like I just remember them kind of being stuck, and I think LeVert having a decent amount of leverage. I think he's a free agent next year. Let me see, Caris LeVert contract. I want to say he's a free agent next year. I gotta make sure all my battery on my phone is charged. Yeah, he's a free agent. No, he signed a 2-year deal. I take that back. He just signed a 2-year extension. My bad. So yeah, he's staying there. Yeah, he did sign an extension early. Yeah, he did. $15 million this year, $16 million the next. So he's all good. But they said Cleveland might have the worst play. So I mean, you look at that team in Cleveland, and Donovan Mitchell wants to leave, so you can't even really build around him. So if you don't make, you got to win. Like, you can't convince Donovan Mitchell to stay. You gave all those pieces for him. The only thing you do is try to trade him off early. That's and then another teams are looking and be like, well, I know he doesn't want to stay. So unless I'm right there in the finals, I'm not trading for him. Unless I'm right there and I can win a chip that can save my ass, save my job, I'm not going to trade for him. So Cleveland is stuck, man. Who are you going to trade with that's going to take Donovan Mitchell? And then you want to want a package for him, right? You want players and you want picks for him, right? You want to make good on what you traded for him. You trade your future off. You traded your future off. So they're probably going to try to stack that team to try to make a run. And I don't see it. They're stuck. So people trying to kill the Knicks. Okay, Cavaliers just gave they you know what? Thank you, Cleveland, because you gave up leverage. You gave up all that leverage for us to succeed in the future. You're going to be stuck in the future with no Donovan Mitchell. All them lack of picks, first-round picks. Resupply. You're going to go out there and you have to go out there and trade from other players, right? And you have to give up even other future picks. Think about this. They're not going to have 25, 27, 29, I believe they gave up. They're not going to have Donovan Mitchell. You can't draft. I mean, you can draft players because 26, 28, I guess you could draft. It's going to be every other year. So they're not totally bereft of possibilities of adding players, right? So you have to draft really well. Are you going to trade some of those players? You have a win now team. You get rid of Donovan Mitchell, you're a playing team. So I guess you don't have to go in there and try to trade for another star. But I'm just saying, Cleveland tried to jump into the waters and they burned themselves. You don't want to stay there. He don't want to be there. Donovan Mitchell's the only player who's going to be going to the Knicks and try to market himself. He's going to have his own contingent to try to market himself to the Knicks and be like, yo, man. Because it's going to be weird, man. But you got to have a weird small backcourt, him and Jalen Brunson. It'll be weird. It'll be weird. But let's see what else you guys say. We'll get Spider from Cleveland for less. They pay from a losing for nothing. I'm not trading for Spider. Let him come as a free agent. And also, here's another thing with Spider. He'd be good leverage if Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson is gonna want to get paid. He had a year like he did last year. He's going to want to get paid. He's gonna want the max. So I can't use the idea of Spider being good leverage against him because Spider's also going to want to get paid. So you're going to pay two guards have an undersized backcourt. He could be your other option, but he's going to want the max from the Knicks. So you've been to Cleveland? Yeah, Cleveland is. I've never been to Cleveland. I've had cousins who've lived in Cincinnati. I had a friend from Cincinnati. Anybody from Cleveland? I don't know if I know anybody from Cleveland, but yeah, none of them dudes want to stay in Ohio. Ohio's boring. Some thick women out there. But anyway, Mr. said the Knicks and Knicks only like Dame, Katie, Bill. He's not an NBA prison. Cleveland might have the worst playoff coach in the league. No, 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 no. I don't think that, bro. I think Bickerstaff is a good coach. Bickerstaff was just hamstrung. I think Bickerstaff is a good coach, bro. I don't think that's the right assessment. I think they were just stuck. I think Knicks were just a better team. I think Bickerstaff tried to adjust as much as he could in game 2. Obviously, in regular season, they used Okoro on Brunson. Okoro had really good numbers defensively against Brunson. Brunson said, all right, F that, adjusted. Then they tried to throw your man, what was it, Levert on Brunson. That didn't work. They tried to throw Chetty Osman later on Brunson. That didn't work. So I would not sit up here and say that he was a bad coach. Not at all. I think Bickerstaff is a damn good coach. He's a damn good coach. Game 3, AK RJ game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. RJ Barrett was also a major reason why we were able to win that series. Major reason. Open up the game. A lot less pressure on Brunson. And then Brunson also being able to, because remember, Okoro couldn't shoot. So that hurt them. And it's like, okay, if he can't shoot, can't score. Remember, they had him in game 1. They took him out quickly. Can't shoot. Couldn't really stop Brunson. Then what else is he good for? Now, game 2 was when we lost, right? So they had Karis LeVert on Brunson, if I remember. And Karis LeVert also had a good game scoring wise. But yeah, that was actually a fun series. That was a good series of cat and mouse, especially given what they did when you have a coach who throws a bunch of adjustments. It's like you keeping a freaking little animal in a cage and they doing everything to not go inside that freaking oven so you can cook them. They clawing and scratching, bro. Bickerstaff is a damn good coach, man. I like JB Bickerstaff, man. Put some respect on that guy's name. I don't think he's a bad coach at all, man. Facts. Yeah, suits my guy. Knicks are nice CA affiliate. Suits my guy. Series was it was a very fun series, man. I know we had the gentleman sweep, but that's exactly what the Knicks they want to go far into the future with those draft picks for Spider and all those first rounders going to Utah. Yes. Yeah, yo, son. Cleveland should have bowed out. Like I said, your man Danny Ainge, he wants his leverage. Danny Ainge wants to make good. The ghost of Tatum and Brown still haunt Danny Ainge because he thinks that he should have won a chip with those guys because he fleeced the Brooklyn dumbass Nets, Billy King, who want to go and relive with the Boston Celtics with Garnett and poor Pierce's old asses. By the way, Billy King does not get enough ridicule for being one of the worst GMs of all time. President Bad, whatever the hell you want to call him. Couldn't do ish with Iverson. And obviously that Nets going for the Boston Celtics, that big three was finito. His dumbass traded the picks that became Tatum and Brown. Guy is he's dumb. Dumb as ish. Danny Landis, salute my guy. Danny Landis, salute. So yeah, what was that with Billy King being a dumbass? Yeah, with Danny Ainge, bro, he wants his leverage, bro. He wants his leverage. He's not stupid whatsoever. The Cavaliers are screwed. You give up Donovan Mitchell, like I said, man, you're not going to have as many first-round picks. They're going to be stuck in mediocrity unless they hit on either the 26. I think they have the 24 pick. 24 is supposed to be a weak draft, allegedly. 25 is supposed to be a weak draft as well, too, according to some, but we don't know. We will be talking. We don't know. You're going to have guys like Cooper Flagg. Some, I want to give his name, but suit to his guy. I don't want to give up his name, but suit to his guy. He knows who he is. said that Cooper Flag is going to try to reclass. AJ Johnson going to try to reclass into 25 as a weaker draft. You got well, next year is going to be Matus Buzelis. He's going to be leading that draft. You got DJ Wagner. You got Rob Dillingham from UK. Both played at UK, by the way. But 2025, I believe, is Cooper Flag, AJ Johnson, a guy that I like. Who else? AJ Johnson, Cooper Flag. Gonna have Boozer, Cameron Boozer. I believe Carlos Boozer's son. I believe in that draft. I'm not sure if 25 is gonna be as weak of a draft. This dude is saying he knows his basketball. He's connected, but maybe he might be overshooting it because I don't think it's gonna be as weak of a draft. Watch a little bit of Cooper Flag in the EYBL this past Wednesday. It was Cooper Flag versus Boozer's team. Boozer's team defeated them. Cooper Flag. From watching him again, they had him taking the ball up top, bringing the ball. They play full court press on him, so it kind of stifled some of the half court opportunities I could watch. And I watched it late because I was on the train, so I got late to it. Is what it is. Yeah. Wasn't crazy impressed with him. I know he's putting up numbers, and we'll see. Again, kids are so young, so I hate making assessment on these guys now. Guillermo, what do you think? We'll make a major move. No, I don't think we're gonna make a major move for the rest of summer. I think at the trade deadline, some names to watch out for Embiid, because again, they got to see what Harden's gonna do. One, and I don't think Nick Nurse and Embiid. I'm not sure that's gonna work. Nick Nurse, he's gonna want guys to feed into his program. I'm not sure if Embiid's going to be sitting up there and trying to buy into what Nick Nurse is preaching, especially if Harden is going. If Harden is going, I think Embiid is just as going. There's just no way Embiid, who I believe is still a free agent, is going to re-sign with that Sixers team. So everybody's waiting on Harden right now. Embiid is still, he's an unrestricted free agent too. Contract. Yep, unrestricted free agent. Oh no, he signed. Where am I? Am I high? I am smoking crack. Did I miss this? Am I bugging out? What, am I bugging out? Yo, I'm smoking crack. Why did I think he was going to be a free agent? Oh, I'm really bugging out. No, he signed. I'm smoking crack. Why did I think that he was a free agent? I am smoking crack. I am legit smoking crack. Hold up. Oh, he signed a Supermax extension last year. My bad. So you would have been. All right, I'm smoking crack. My bad, y'all. But anyway, he's not going to stay there. I apologize. He's not going to stay there if Harden doesn't stay. There's just no way. He's going to try to find his way out. He's going to want to go to a contender. And the Knicks could be that team. We have young players to give up. We have draft picks. So I think that Embiid is a player to watch. Again, I don't believe Paul George is a guy. Jaylen Brown, they say that he's going to possibly sign. It talks that he's close to signing a Supermax with the Celtics. Now they can offer him with the new CBA. They says Obi brother's on the team, but he's hurt, so he's not playing. But he's a guy that he actually might be better than his brother. I know that sounds wild, but he could be better than his brother. NBA team is spoiling James Harden too much. I agree. James Harden's a good player. I don't think he's as good as people as the league try to make. I think they try to make him as like this fake superstar where he's getting a lot of his points over fouls and he could do these stupid. They changed the 0-step rule. Fake basketball, bro. To kind of boost them up. They want their stars. They want stars in every big city or every big region, right? And Houston's a big market. A lot of Black people, a lot of Africans, African immigrants, a lot of Asian people. Very multicultural, very multiculturally diverse city market, and that's what they try to do, right? And I just think that is phony. And I don't want James Harden. I agree with you. Quiet Leviathan prophecy. I don't want James Harden at all. Why the hell did I think Embiid was a free agent? I am bugged out, yo. Holy crap. I was looking at his contract and it said UFA 2023 before. So what the hell was I reading before? Anyway, they said Knicks. I'm about to be out. I gotta take a shower. I'm smelling like buff in the morning, man. I did my workout. Jerry Fitz says salute to all. That's what's up today as he's in. Oh, Isaiah Roby. That's what's up today as he's in the rotation. Yes, sir. He is in the rotation. Gmo, how does Roby and Bobo on the Knicks look? Oh yeah, Bobo. Bobo to me is a luxury player, man. He's a luxury player because I was watching some of the stuff. Like in terms of, he had some games last year where he definitely flashed and he looked like a scary player. I'm just not sure he's that practical of a player to stick on a team long term. And he's on the six. He was on the Magic. Granted, that team is a little bit stacked in the front court now. Paulo, Banquero, and Wendell Carter. So it's probably never going to be legitimate space for him. Obviously, Franz Wagner as well too. I like Bobo. Keep him as a cheap option, maybe. I'm not just too high on his viability long term for the Knicks. Hey, he comes here for cheap, bro. It doesn't hurt us. Take a stab and see what he can offer you. Can he play on the outside efficiently? Can he give you 15, 20 minutes down a road, space the floor out? Is he not just a flash guy? Maybe. It doesn't hurt us. He's definitely not going to play summer league, but to bring in the camp, it doesn't hurt us. So with definitely it says Bobo has a high motor, but you know it's crazy. When I was looking on SB Nation, and Magic fans were mixed on Bobo, bro. Magic fans were mixed on Bobo. That's something we're gonna talk about, man. Bobo on the Knicks. Let me get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys, man. We had a very smooth show today. My data is still decent, so I want to do a bunch of these during the week. And I have a whole week off. Still got some work to do, but that come later. I want to do some work to do. I want to come back. Maybe not today because it's gonna be late when I come back. So maybe not today. We're gonna have a show tomorrow, before the game. Maybe on Monday we have a run through the two games, break down the games, and talk about Bobo, talk about some of the trade news. Also, still want to talk about his damn CBA. I want to have my brother Nick on. I want to talk about his damn CBA, because so many interesting tidbits than the CBA, man. The aprons where the Knicks stand right now, obviously down to DiVincenzo. So gotta talk about some things, man. So I appreciate you guys, man. Salute to 1804 Toussaint. Salute to my guy. Salute to Knicks is nice. Salute to B Willis, Julu, Cesar, White Mike, my guy. Take care, White Mike, man. Hopefully you good. JJP, my guy, J Boogie in the building. Bricks Nation, Ernesto with the texto. Kevin Middleton. Salute to all you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Peace, Lou. God bless. I'll try to represent you guys well. On that note, man, we are out.